What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Edge Over Action. Today is Tuesday, June 30th, and we've got a full MLB board to work through. But you already know the rules here. We're not forcing action just because there are games on the screen. The process is simple. We read the market first, then we run the model, then we stress test the bet. If the number's gone, we pass. If the disaster scenario is too strong, we pass. No leans, no forced plays. Final answer is better pass only. And no parlays, unfortunately. All right, so a quick recap from yesterday. We went 1-0. We only put one bet in out of 13 games, and we cashed. Pirates at Phillies, Pirates first 5 money line. That's exactly the play we want on this channel. Isolate the edge, avoid the noisy part of the game, and stay disciplined with the number. Now, we reset. Yesterday doesn't guarantee anything today. We go back to the board and we make the market prove it again. Before we get into today's slate, quick disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only. Sports betting involves risk and I'm not responsible for any losses, bad beats, or decisions you make with your own bankroll. Always bet responsibly, only bet what you can afford to lose, and follow the rules where you live. Also, hit the like button if you want more MLB breakdowns like this. Subscribe if you want the full edge over action process every day. Slate scan, market read, model, stress test, and final card. Now, let's get into today's board. All right, first game up, we have White Sox at Orioles. This is one of the cleanest dog value spots on the card. Baltimore is favored, but the line moved down from the minus 150s towards minus 139. Action Network notes Chicago's offense, defense, base running, and Fedde's underlying edge over Gibson. Weather in Park also boosts scoring. So model projection is White Sox wins 52 to 54% of the time out of a 50,000 game simulation. Fair line is White Sox around minus 110 to minus 115. Potential risks about this is Orioles bullpen grades better by some other models, and Camden can punish mistakes. So a bet that we're looking into for this game is White Sox money line. All right, next game, Tigers at Yankees. This is a weird market. Yankees are favored despite being cold, but the total move from 7.5 to 7 confirms strong under pressure. Schlittler and Skubal creates a real run prevention profile. Model projection is 6.6 to 6.9 runs. Fair total around 7. The biggest risk factor is Yankee Stadium plus warm weather can punish one mistake. Plain and simple. So pretty much what we're looking at, Tigers at Yankees. Possible best bet under 7.5 if available. Under 7 only at plus money. All right, next game, we got Mets at Blue Jays. Toronto is favored, but the market has moved off the higher Blue Jays number. Action Network notes on the Mets side points to Gusman's poor recent form and the Mets having Soto Lindor back. This is a small edge, not a slam dunk. Model projection, Mets winning 51 to 53% of the time. Fair line, Mets around minus 105 to plus 100. The risk is Toronto has money, a lot of money on them, and Mets season-long form is just ugly. Yeah. It's looking like I'm going to pass on this game, but for Mets Blue Jays, best bet would probably be Mets money line or full game under 8 if it's plus money. All right, next game, Nationals at Red Sox. Boston has a starter edge with Earl over Cavalli and is on a strong run, but the public money is also heavily on Boston just because they've been so dominant as of late. The line is fair and it's not a steal. Model projection shows Red Sox 56 to 58% of the time winning of the time. Fair line is Boston minus 135 to minus 145. The risk factor, this may already be priced correctly, and Washington's dog against the spread profile is strong. So for Nationals at Red Sox, we're looking at a possible best bet of Red Sox money line minus 140 or better. All right, next game, Rangers at Guardians. Texas has DeGrom against Bybee, and this is only a short road favorite. The concern is that this may be a public side, but the pitching edge and Rangers' current form keep it high on the board. Our model projection shows Rangers winning 55 to 57% of the time out of a 50,000 game simulation. Fairline shows Rangers minus 125 to minus 135. The risk for this game is Cleveland can turn this into a bullpen, low-scoring grind, and the public is not exactly hidden on Texas. So, what we're looking at for a possible best bet for this Rangers-Guardians is Rangers money line. All right, next game, we got Pirates at Phillies. This is the game that we cashed yesterday. Let's see what we can do today. Christopher Sanchez gives Philly the clear starter edge, but the full game money line at minus 248 is too expensive. If betting Phillies, run line is the only way to avoid bad MLB chalk. Model projection shows Phillies winning 66 to 68% of the time. Phillies minus 1.5, around 52 to 54% of the time. Fair line is Phillies money line minus 200 to minus 220, not minus 248. So that's a lot of juice. The risk factor is Pittsburgh has been live offensively and just hit Philly hard yesterday. I mean, hard. Philly was up 5-0 before the fifth inning. And yeah, I thought it was crazy. And then all of a sudden, Philly just let it up. And Pirates end up scoring 8 runs within the first 5, and it just kept going from there. So, yeah, great game. It was a great game. So for Pirates and Phillies, we're possibly looking at Phillies minus 1.5. All right, next game, Cardinals at Braves. Atlanta's the better team and has the bullpen edge, but the Braves' offense is ice cold, and Action Network notes that. Multiple sharp notes point to St. Louis value and undervalue. Current St. Louis lines are plus 125, which is slightly worse than the ideal number, so price matters. Our model projection shows Braves winning 53 to 55% of the time. A fair line is Braves minus 120 to minus 130. The risk factor is Atlanta bullpen is clearly better, possibly on paper, because just noting from past games as of late, Atlanta just hasn't looked as hot as they did when they first started. But anyways, the risk factor is Atlanta bullpen is clearly better, so St. Louis full game exposure is not clear if the trail ends late. So yeah, in this game, we're either looking at Cardinals money line at plus 130, or, and this is the one that I actually really, really like, which is the Cardinals Braves under 9.5. All right, next game, we've got Rays at Royals. Tampa has the better team profile, better form, and expert support. The market has Tampa around minus 120, which it's not an inflated number for the team gap. Kaufman is hot with win, but the total has already dropped from 10.5 to 10, showing under interest. Model projection shows Rays 56 to 58% of the time winning. Fair line is Rays minus 130 to minus 138. The risk about this game is public is also on Tampa, so this is not a hidden contrarian spot. Yep. So yeah, best bet for this game, Rays at Royals, is Rays money line. All right, next game, we've got Reds at Brewers. I don't love laying Brewers minus 173 full game, but Milwaukee's offense is the cleaner angle. Action Network notes Louder's weighted estimators around 5, Milwaukee's strong home / RHP split, and Cincinnati's poor defense and a weak Reds bullpen. Our model projection shows Brewers team total around 4.9 to 5.2 runs. Fair team total for 4.5 should be juiced closer to -130. The risk. If the roof or park suppresses more than expected, the team total edge shrinks. Yeah. So for Reds and Brewers, we're looking at Brewers team total over 4.5. All right, next game, we've got Padres at Cubs. Wrigley is hot with wind, but this total open inflated and sharp notes are on the under. Market already came down from the extreme open, which tells us the opener likely overreacted to Wrigley weather. Our model projection shows 10.5 to 10.9 runs, fair total around 10.75 to 11. The risk is Wrigley wind can destroy an under fast if either starter loses command. So the best bet that we're looking at for this game as of right now is Padres Cubs under 11.5. All right, next game we have Twins at Astros. Joe Ryan over Mike Burrows is a real starting pitcher edge, and Action Network notes Ryan grades more than a run better. Minnesota's projected lineup form is also strong. Full game has more bullpen risk, so a first 5 is cleaner. Our model projection shows Twins first 5 lead or tie. Projected edge is stronger than a full game. Twins full game wins around 55 to 57% of the time. Fairline is Twins -130 to -140. The risk factor of this is Houston's lineup power, especially if Minnesota does not cash the starter edge early. So, best bet for this game that we're looking at as of right now, Twins first 5 money line. Next game, we've got Marlins at Rockies. Miami is the better side, but this is Coors, and Coors makes normal money line confidence fragile. If the line keeps climbing, we don't chase. Model projection shows Marlins winning 56 to 57% of the time. Fair line is Marlins -130 to -140. The risk factor is Coors variance, the bullpen volatility, and high total chaos. So this is one of those stadiums where usually it's high totals. And even though I'm talking about high totals for this game, we're looking at a best bet at Marlins money line actually, at -140 or better. So Marlins money line. All right, next game, Giants at Diamondbacks. Arizona is basically pick 'em, and Zerillo support appears on the Diamondbacks side. Giants pitchers' surface ERA is ugly, and I'm saying it like that because I can't pronounce his last name. But the market is not fully punishing Arizona, which suggests the number may be closer to Fairline than it looks. Model projection shows Diamondbacks winning 52 to 54% of the time. Fairline shows Arizona -115 to -125. The risk factor is this is a thin edge. Do not force it if the price moves, all right? So we're looking at a potential Giants at Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks money line -115 or better. All right, next game, Dodgers at Athletics. Sutter Health Park run environment plus shaky pitching makes the total more attractive than forcing Dodgers chalk. The Dodgers are expensive at -167, and the better price is already gone if you like their side. The model projection shows 11.2 to 11.7 runs in this game. Fair total around 11.5. The risk factor is if the A's offense does not contribute, the over becomes very Dodgers dependent. I watched this game last night, and the over hit easily, way before the 7th. So, I mean, honestly, I would probably take the over for Dodgers Athletics. That looks like the reasonable choice for this game. So, yeah. Dodgers Athletics over 10.5. All right, and last game on the board is Angels at Mariners. Seattle has the better team profile and expert support, but -187 is already expensive. The side is probably right, but the number is not exactly exciting. Model projection shows Mariners 63 to 65% of the time. Fairline Mariners minus 175 to minus 185. The risk is laying heavy MLB chalk with a low total gives you less margin for error. Yep. So Angels at Mariners, we're looking at a possible best bet. Mariners money line at minus 185 or better. The price sounds like crap, but yeah, that's what we're possibly looking at, or an under 7.5 if it appears. All right, guys, and here is the official edge over action card for June 30th. We have White Sox money line plus 116 at a half a unit. We have Tigers and Yankees under 7 plus 100 at 3/4 of a unit. We have Rays money line minus 120 at 3/4 of a unit. Brewers team total over 4.5 minus 115 at 3/4 of a unit. Padres and Cubs under 11.5 minus 120 at 3/4 of a unit. Twins first 5 money line minus 130 at 3/4 of a unit. Best single bet on the slate, Brewers team total over 4.5. Our best model pitching edge, Twins first 5 money line. And remember, Rangers are not on the final card at the current price. The breakdown says pass, so we stay disciplined and we keep it off the card. All right, guys, and that is the card for today. Always bet responsibly, keep the units flat, and do not chase if the first result goes sideways. This channel is edge over action for a reason. We do not need action, we need an edge. If the number moves past the playable price, it becomes a pass. If the lineup breaks against us, we reassess. And if there is no edge, there is no bet. Guys, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next slate. Have a good one. Let's make some money today.